Okay, if this doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. Today, I'm going over the top 5 VSTs you can use in your music production. I can't be that creator, okay? I know our attention spans are fried. I need you to lock in on this video, okay? I can't be doing all that to keep your attention. I am not the Phil Swift of the music producer community. I can't be.
I sawed this boat in half!
So just stay with me here because we're going over some pretty amazing stuff today. If you love making melodies and you're looking for some new VSTs to add to your collection, I'm going over 6 of my favorite VSTs to making those almost heavenly-like samples. In fact, I promise you, every single time you use one of these, you will slowly start to ascend off of your chair, which might help you with that god-awful posture you've been cooking up with. So without further ado, let's just check these out and see which ones are right for you. Alright, so first off, we have Augmented Voices by Arturia. I mean, right off the bat, this is probably visually one of the nicest VSTs that I've ever seen. You can always appreciate that, and we already have a bunch of different presets and knobs to mess around with here, but this seems to be the main one of the VST right here, this morph. You can have one sound, and as you mess around with this knob, there's also a lot more than just voices in this, which I really love. There seems to be there's like 2 electric pianos, keys, some leads, organs, pads. And then as you go to like the layers and the effects here, you can really start to dive deep and mess around with a bunch of different things in here. Let's take a listen to some of these just stock presets in here. As you can see, some really cool sounds in here. What I love about these are that all of them are kind of centered around the choir and the voices. You have choirs, but in the forms of keys, leads, pads. Based off the main screen here, this is super easy to use. The majority of your experimentation is just going to be coming from using this morph knob here, and then also messing around with these A and B parameters, which control all the sounds that are being used in this one preset. So this goes for $149 right now, but as I know, Arturia has deals, I think pretty frequently, where you can get like a bunch of different VSTs or like the Arturia collection or something for a fraction of the price. So I would keep an eye out for that instead of just getting the VST right on its own. But if you have the money for it and are interested in this, then by all means, go ahead, grab it. This is probably one of my favorite samples that I've made using Augmented Voices. Yeah, PlayStation 2 startup music, baby. But next up we have Falcon by UVI. This has been one of my favorite VSTs to use lately. So I'd say this is pretty similar to Kontakt. Right off the bat, you can instantly sort out exactly what you want. So you can choose like a pad and then something evolving, and it'll give you a bunch of different presets. Just like this preset, for example. A lot happening in one note, so that when you play chords or multiple notes, there's also a lot happening at once. Let's take a listen to a few more of these presets. That just reset my brain. And that's because one thing that you can do is dive so deep into modifying anything that you want. I personally just go through all the presets and I really love those. I'll do some slight modification from the main page over here. Like I haven't even gotten to any of like the effects, mods, mappers, anything like that. It's almost kind of like messing with a DAW within your DAW. So if you're a producer that loves unique sounds and especially loves modifying sounds, aka if you have the time for that, then I recommend this VST for you. So this goes for $299, a little bit on the pricier side for sure, but I honestly feel that $300 is a completely fair asking price for this VST. But that being said, now let's move into a free VST.
Somerville Sounds, the new old prototype Meyer Choir.
So they, or this guy maybe, actually like recorded the voices of his entire family and created this VST through that. Similar to Augmented Voices, we have an incredible user interface, visually just spectacular. This is a free VST, so it's going to be pretty simple. This is another choir VST that gives you the option to mess around with the different sounds that are being used, and then you also have a few presets to choose from. So let's take a listen to some of the sounds and presets in here. There's not too much customization on the sounds, just besides the volume level of each voice that's being used. I think the quality of these sounds and just that little bit of customization that you can do with it makes it 100% worth it. I don't know why you wouldn't have this in your collection, so definitely go grab this one. Next up, we have Kontakt by Native Instruments. I'm sure that most of you know that Kontakt has some of the most highly recognized VSTs. I've used so many of them in videos and music that I've produced, and since I got like these 12 new VSTs from them, I've been pretty much using it non-stop. These diamond electric keys. I mean, you know the saying, once you go Kontakt, you never go back. Let's take a listen to some sounds from these new VSTs I got in here though. So with this complete signature series 2 that I just got, if you're looking for new VSTs, which I'm assuming you are if you're still watching this, and you're also happen to be looking for a crazy deal, FL Studio and Native Instruments teamed up, and they're having an 80% off sale on their plugins. I mean, you guys just heard some of the sounds that were in there, but instead of just one VST, you get 12 with the value of over $1,000 for only $199. I personally think it really just doesn't get much better than what level Kontakt is at as far as quality goes. So if you're on FL Studio and you're looking for some new sounds, this is a steal. So just like all the other plugins, the link will be in the description for this one, and the link for this does have an affiliate for me, so I'd appreciate it if you guys use this link when you guys go to get this. But if not, I'm cool with just staying broke as long as you guys capitalize on this deal, because seriously, this one is a steal. Now let's take a look at the second to last VST on here. Here we have Cube by Lunacy Audio. As you can see right off the bat, I mean, you're kind of like, what the fuck is this? But if you just click right up here, then you can choose from a bunch of different presets. Similar to Falcon and Kontakt, you can sort them by category and character. And as your melody is playing, you can mess around with this main thing over here. Okay, so this is orbits, and you can change the orbits too. And that's affecting the sound. Squidward. So it seems like you can do a lot of experimentation. I'm getting to that point in the video where I've been talking so long I start stuttering. It seems like there can be a lot of experimentation to be done with this. I'm probably not the best at explaining what any of this is. Let's take a listen to some of the stock sounds that are in here. So the different orbits that you can choose seem to be automating the volume of the preset. So the one thing I will say about this VST is that a lot of the presets do have a good amount of like reverb and effects already on them. I personally don't like that too much because it can just make things sound a little bit more muddy. So you might need to come in here and take off some of that reverb and take off some of the chorus and delay. You kind of need to just go in here and experiment with the sounds themselves if you really want to mess around with it. But I'd honestly recommend this to any producer who loves unique sounds. They actually have a sale going on right now, so you can get this for $79 instead of $150. I don't know how long this deal is going to be, but overall, a really solid VST, and I love using this in more of my experimental tracks. And my experimental loops / beats, because that's all I make. Yes, this is a free one. We have Labs by Spitfire Audio here. Pretty much everybody downloads this VST just for this sound here. So sort of the reason that I included this as the last VST is because of not just the quality of the sounds, but the fact that they are constantly uploading free packs that you can download with new sounds. Every single sound that I have in here is 100% free, and these are all packs that I downloaded on their website. There's not much customization that you can do with this at all, but that is made up for by the quality of the presets within here. This is a must-have. I've made some of my favorite samples using Labs, especially that soft piano. Lastly, before we wrap this up, I want to rank every single VST based on what I recommend getting first to last. Number 1 and 2 would of course be Prototype, Meyer Choir, and Labs. Those are free. Just get them right off the bat. The next one is the Native Instruments Complete Signature Series if you're on FL Studio, just because this is 80% off and you're getting 12 plugins for the deal of 1, and the quality of these sounds are just unbeatable. So I think this deal is going on for another 8 days, probably the next week by the time you guys are watching this. So if you have some money to spend and you want the best deal, this is going to be it. Make sure to use the link in the description to go grab that. Next up, I have Falcon. I seriously just love the stock presets that are in that VST and all the customization you can do with it, even though I haven't done much customization. Then Augmented Voices. I love the fact that everything is centered around choirs and you can like get combinations of pads and choirs, keys and choirs, ARPs, everything like that. Next up, we have Cube, just because of the versatility and uniqueness of the presets themselves. And that's all of them. Like I said, links to these are on the description. But that's gonna wrap it up for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed, and you can check me out on Instagram @ProdLucen and TikTok too if you want to check me out on there. See you guys in the next one. Have a great one. I'm out.